There we go. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the River City Regional Stadium Finance Authority for April 28, 2025. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll and establish quorum?
Member Guerrero?
Aye.
Member Villegas?
Here.
Member Orozco?
Here.
Member Cerna?
Here. And we do have a quorum, right?
Yes, we have a quorum this
Okay,
evening.
all right, very good. Thank you. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice. All right, thank you. And I want to welcome everyone that's joined us for today's meeting of the authority. And with that, Madam Clerk, do you have any announcements you'd like to make before we get to today's business?
We have no announcement.
Okay, then we will move on to our agenda. What's our first item?
Item number 1 is the selection of the officers per section 2.7 of our bylaws.
Okay.
President, I would move that we retain the fine job that the two of you have done as president and vice president for the following year.
All right, there's a nomination and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none by authority board members. Madam Clerk, do we have any members of the public sign up to speak on this matter?
We have no request to speak on item 1.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries. Thank you. All right, next item, please.
Item number 2 is the approval of the minutes of the May 30th, 2024 meeting of the authority.
All right, does any authority board member have questions or comments? If not, entertain a motion. Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second? There's been moved and second. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up to speak on this matter?
We have no request to speak on item number 2.
All right, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries. Thank you. Next item, please.
Item number 3 is the presentation of the Treasurer's Report for the calendar year 2024 by Becky Robinson will be presenting item number 3.
Thank
All right, good afternoon. I'm Becky Robertson. I'm Finance Manager with the City of West Sacramento. So the Treasurer's Report is presented on an annual basis to provide the authority with some key information about the finances of the ballpark and then how those relate to the different financing agreements we have put in place related to the bonds. There's a number of measures that were put into place to ensure the authority and the purchasers of the bonds are protected. To protect the authority, a number of reserves were established in order to minimize the likelihood that River City Stadium Authority were ever unable to make the debt service obligations. SBH Baseball LLC's audit and their consolidated financial statements were completed in March of 2025 by their independent auditor, Ernst & Young. Per the audit and the financial statements, the reserves were funded as specified under the lease agreements, and there was no instance of default, as well as confirmation of the debt service payments. As of December 31st, 2024, the revenue fund, which funds the debt service payments, reported a balance of $1.58 million. So a substantial portion of the stadium revenues flows to a lockbox, for which they're distributed 50-50 between the River City Stadium management for the ongoing operations of the ballpark, and then 50% to the bond trustee for the debt service payments. The 50% that goes to the bond trustee are first used to ensure that we have enough set aside for the upcoming debt service payments, and then to fund the reserve requirements under the lease agreement. If there are any additional funds after those obligations are made, the funds are returned to River City Stadium Management for the stadium operations. As of December 31st, 2024, the supplemental reserves for the guaranteed payment account and the attendance-based account remained fully funded with balances of $3.34 million and $0.21 million, respectively. This report or agenda item doesn't have any action needed, but I'm happy to address any questions the authority may have.
Great, thank you for the report. Any questions? Okay, very good. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone signed to speak on this matter?
We have no request to speak on item number 3.
All right, very good. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, next item, please.
Next item on the agenda is item number 4, approval of the budget for municipal administration expenses for fiscal year 2025-26. This will be presented by Roberta Raper.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is the only other chambers, by the way, that has the podium that goes up and down. The other one is our board chamber, so.
We have a lot of short people
Yeah.
here. I appreciate
People of various heights. Okay?
Yeah, I appreciate this. It's helpful. Good afternoon. I'm Roberta Raper. I'm the finance director for the city and the treasurer for the authority. And I'm here tonight to present the River City Regional Stadium Financing Authority JPA budget. In 1999, the authority issued nearly $40 million in taxable revenue bonds to fund the construction of Sutter Health Park. The authority is responsible for meeting several legal and procedural requirements related to those bonds. As the City of West Sacramento's finance department is the treasurer, my staff manages those. And so this budget allows us to pay the disclosure fees, the continuing disclosure, the trustee fees, and the staff time and legal time for managing the bonds and everything related to those. The budget is not changed from last year. We've had the same budget for the last couple of years. This is different from what it was previously. After COVID, we did incur some additional legal costs and other staffing costs just related to drop in attendance and revenues and the questions about the ability to continue to pay the bonds. And so since then, we've added budget for legal costs and a little bit of a contingency that we maintain in here. But our spending annually, or the spending for the JPA, is about $10,000 to $15,000 a year. So today we're asking you to approve a budget of $72,500. That includes $30,000 for the Sacramento County and $42,500 for City of West Sacramento. And this has been approved by River City Stadium management people.
Great. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up to address this matter?
We have no request to speak on item number 4.
All right, very good. This does require us
Move
to
to
take
approve.
action. All right, there's a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Those same motion carries. Thank you. Next item, please.
Item number 5 is an informal presentation by the River Cats on the status of stadium operations and the business plan.
I think I'll keep it at the same height here. Up just a little bit. That makes me feel better. Welcome, or I guess I'm welcome to be here. Chip Maxson, President, Chief Operating Officer of the River Cats and RCSM. And I'll say what a difference a year makes from last year standing before you at this time. We had just made the announcement about the A's using Sutter Health Park as their interim play location for Major League Baseball. And here we are, a month into the season. I'm still here in front of you, which is a great thing. I'm getting a little bit of sleep and rest, but we're having a ton of fun, and what an exciting time. Quickly, I'll recap from last year, a 2024 recap. We saw a whole lot of excitement about baseball in general once we made the announcement about the A's, and that certainly helped the River Cats side as well. And so we saw a lift in our season tickets for folks who wanted to buy River Cats and then be in line for A's season tickets as well. So that was great for us to see that renewed excitement in the River Cats full season product, which ultimately led to about a 10% increase in year-over-year attendance and people through the gates at Sutter Health Park. So that's an important number for us, obviously, as operators get people into the ballpark and purchasing the merchandise and food and beverage in addition to the tickets. So it was a fun year, all that excitement leading into the off season, which has been full of preparation to make sure we are ready for Major League Baseball. And I'll say, I know I've had conversations with many people in this room, and really the support of the entire region, West Sacramento, has been instrumental in us being ready to host the A's when we opened on March 30th for their opening night. So busy off season, getting prepared for the season to come, has led us now to 2025, and I'll focus on the River Cats side. There was speculation about how the A's would impact the River Cats, and we went in with goals to grow on the great year that we had last year. We had a little bit of concerns about the season ticket base. Would those people that bought to get in line for A's tickets, would they stay on with the River Cats as well? I'm happy to say that they surpassed our expectations. Certainly not everybody did continue on with the River Cats, but from our projections and working with Major League Baseball, we've passed our renewal numbers the way we talk about it internally. So that's great to see that continued interest in the River Cats side. We're leaning heavily into the group side. Again, understanding Major League Baseball, it's been a ton of fun to see the best players in the world being showcased right here in West Sacramento at Sutter Health Park, and that's very exciting from our fans. It's drawing people from Northern California and all across the country are coming here to visit and check these games out. So we knew Major League Baseball, it's going to be a higher price ticket. We wanted to make sure River Cats Baseball continues to be the family-friendly value opportunity that welcomes people from the entire region to come out and enjoy a ball game together at Sutter Health Park. And so we purposely went into the season decreasing some River Cats ticket prices. Again, that planned reduction in average ticket price, we wanted to make that up through some increased attendance, primarily focused on our group tickets. The way the A's are selling with a focus on season tickets and single game tickets, we knew there was an opportunity on the group and hospitality side to really lean into what the River Cats have done for so long, focusing on groups like our youth sports. We have this coming weekend, we'll have our first of 3 or 4 large Little League nights where we'll have about 10,000 people out to a River Cats game here on Saturday nights. We're excited about that and the work our team has done, leaning into the schools as well. Just another great opportunity to get the school students out. In addition to some of these paid ticket opportunities, we've leaned into some more reading and programming with the schools for students who may not be able to afford to come out to a game as well. Just continuing to invest in the future of not just baseball fans, but River Cats fans once the A's have moved on from our region. So that's been a priority for us. So been off to a good start through the month of April. We are right in line within 100 tickets of last year on the turnstile with people coming through the gate. So we're very excited to see that. When you strip out when you put in the rained out games from 2024, we're actually ahead. About 24% ahead year over year when you add those games back in. So big win for our team. We've got an incredible team working hard, trying to make sure we not only sell both products, but put on a great show for both the A's and the River Cats. A couple changes I'll note, and then I'll wrap up, but a couple changes heading into this year. Number one, we're not operating parking any longer. That had been a revenue stream for Rcsm. So obviously that's been a change for us that we feel like we're in a good position, a good solution now, and able to get people in and out of the park. What we're doing is we're having conversations about potential for non-baseball events, concerts. As you know, that's been so important to be able to do those events is outside of baseball to help support the overall operation of Sutter Health Park. As we look forward the next 3 years, our ability to do non-baseball events has certainly decreased now that we're operating 150 plus baseball games. So we're trying to work with the landowners to understand what other opportunities for concerts and other events can we do in the off season, and making sure that we're all working collaboratively together to make sure we can continue to put on those events. And so that's a change. I'm not real concerned with that. We're having good conversations. We've had, while we haven't been able to host the Savannah Bananas, they want to know if they can come back in 2026. Still said we're waiting on to see that schedule. So we do have a lot of interest of groups continuing to come to West Sacramento, our region, Sutter Health Park, to do these events, concerts, non-baseball events, et cetera. So we're watching that closely, and again, doesn't materially impact our base operation, but just want to make sure we can continue to use Sutter Health Park for more than just River Cats and A's baseball as we go forward. Any questions?
That's a lot. Thank you, Chip. Yes, Mayor.
Thank you, Chip. Great presentation, and thank you so much for the partnership that you've worked with the city to, being able to get the A's ready to go here. I had a question because it sounds like you're taking a look at some options for other programming outside of, baseball. There's a program called Entertainment Zones. I think Sacramento might have done something like that. So there's SB 969, the entertainment zones that Governor Newsom signed a bill And I'm interested in seeing what we can do to establish an entertainment zone. I think your areas, strategically located, it'll allow for restaurants to be able to participate, local restaurants to be able to participate, as well as whatever idea you have. I think that there was a prohibition from restaurants from being able to participate in the past. If there was something that was done, the council would have to establish an entertainment zone. It's aside from the district, I think, but we would have to explore that and see how that works. But yes, if that's an idea that you'd be interested in exploring further, we can take a look at how to.
Yeah, please. We'd definitely like to look into that.
And I'll shoot you the background that I
Great.
received.
Any other questions or comments?
Only just a quick comment.
Sure.
Thank you so much for coming. Months ago, I think maybe at our last, I'd mentioned for seeing the A's help community and create relationships with local youth groups or to really kind of give back to the folks here that might not have otherwise have access to the backyard. I was actually very pleased to see at the home open that the A's presented the check to West amount of $10,000 past part, and I love. As we know, there's been grumblings here and there, some positive, some negative, about the impact it's had already on our city and our ability to even get home at a reasonable time, let alone, go out if needed to. But I'm pleased to see that traffic management effort has been relatively successful. What the size, any impact it have on our city, and I think we are heading in a positive direction. I also just wanted to put out there that while I'm grateful for the effort with our Little League, I really, really want to reiterate the interest in having attention on our mainly because we always highlight men's sport and Major League Baseball, minor league baseball, and they're men players, but we have a lot of budding champions out there. Use a little attention out there, and enough. Love to work with you and speak for members of our board here that would really appreciate the opportunity to see.
Yeah, and let me go back. A big thank you to Chief Strange and especially Lieutenant Winger on all the work the West Sac Police Department has done, the traffic management plan. I think they've done a fantastic job. We've continued to meet with them regularly and have conversations with Ace Parking, even moving the ADA drop-off closer and finding a good resolution to where those fans are able to be closer to the ballpark when they're dropped off from their ride share. So just that group is fantastic. You all know that as well, but want to make sure I say that too. And then yes, on the follow-up, I know we have Major League Baseball. I can't speak to the A's plans, but I'll follow up with them. Major League Baseball has Play Ball Weekend where the focus is youth baseball and softball, and they make it a point to include softball in that. And I know the River Cats are working, I believe, here in West Sacramento to put on a clinic at baseball and softball fields with our players will be on the road, but we're getting some other groups to come together and help us put on clinic for the youth here in West Sacramento. And I'll make sure I follow up with the A's on their plans for how they want to activate that weekend as well.
A's are take them all. Thank you.
Member Guerrero?
Yes, so I do know that the U.S. Conference of Mayors is going to be hosting a play ball on June 14th, I think is, and it'll be at Ellis Norman Park. I think that's what we're working on together. And so it'll be a clinic which will include the girls softball and West Sac Little League. I think we're just working on how to get everybody registered, and so we have some work in preparation for that. I do want to add, there's, I think, one area where I'm a little concerned about the safety of those that are coming to park or be in the press area. There's no crossing there, and I wanted to see what could be done to establish a safe crossing for them to get over to the ballpark. And it was raised to my attention from one of the reporters. Took a look at it, there's no crosswalk, and they just have to dart across.
Well, we asked that they, repeatedly have asked that they do not walk across, as there's not a crossing there.
Right.
There's a crossing down at 5th and Cabalton that we've made them aware of, and then we provide shuttles that will be able to do a legal right turn.
I see.
And then turn into our parking lots as well. So we have, NBC themselves have 2 golf cart shuttles that are operating, and we have a 3rd and 4th to shuttle folks back and forth. And just after hearing some feedback over the last week, we've added a 2nd one just to make sure people understand they don't have to wait where they would feel the need to cross. So we're addressing that with our broadcast, the broadcast folks that are coming out for the A side, and trying to make sure we communicate broadly so they all know that there is a vehicle that will take them across.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
for that. I
Yeah.
could not see the vehicle. I always wondered if that.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
Just simply say good to see you, and glad that with 2 little ones, you're getting some shut-eye, a little more rest, so good for you.
Thank you.
And I'll just conclude, Chip, by first publicly thanking you for, of course, stressing kind of the new day that we have here with the A's presence, but not forgetting about our bread and butter. The excitement is palpable, continues to be so relative to the A's being here in West Sacramento. And while they play here, it's obviously a regional treat for us to have Major League Baseball here for the first time. But you mentioned, as it relates to the River Cats, the history and continued partnership you have with other community groups that are primarily focused on kids. And I know for a fact that one of those resources, the Roberts Family Development Center, which is located in the district I represent across the river, has been a beneficiary of the gracious gift of tickets in the past for River Cats games so that they can take a handful of young boys and girls to go see their first professional baseball game, and that's always looked forward to each season. So I just wanted to take the opportunity, because I don't think I've done it in the past, to publicly thank you for working through our office to make that happen. And I know I'm not alone. I know that other local electeds have also worked in hand in hand with the River Cats organization to make that happen. So again, thank you.
Love our community.
Yeah, yes, you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chip.
Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up to speak on this matter?
We have no requests to speak on item 5.
All right, very good. Thank you. Our last item for this afternoon is the public's opportunity to address this authority board on any matter not on our posted agenda. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up to speak?
We have no requests to speak on item 6.
All right, very good. If there's no further business then before this authority board, we stand adjourned.